Welcome back to Astroneer. JC here. I'll discuss this in a moment, but I've had to turn on all the generators because we were running out of power during the day. So yeah, gonna need a better solution. So I looked into extra large stuff. So I'm gonna look into extra large wind turbine and a solar array, both of which are not impossible. That's actually possible to achieve right now. I would have to go off and get iron. I don't have any. That's going to require 2 copper, 1 aluminium, 1 graphene, 1 glass. Graphene is 2 graphite, or is it? There's some. I think there's hydrazine involved as well. So it's a pain, but it's perfectly doable. So I will have to figure that out. But power. Yeah, we've got power options. That's not the problem. What I was looking for is to produce the arc. This is a large curved platform. This is an extra large curved platform. Difference between the two, resource wise, 1 compound. I think I'll go with this. Because I can get, if I can array them out properly, it'll give them a nice array, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 items can be sorted onto this. Granted, I'm gesturing from the outside, but in actual fact, it's on the inside, which will be fun. Which makes me think I'm not actually going to be able to do that, because I'm having to use platforms. Of course, that won't allow me to angle it properly. So I'll give this a shot. And I'll pull that back. Get out the print area. How am I going to transport this? You know exactly how I'm going to transport this. That's a silly question. There you go, I just stick another carriage back on. Simple. That can go on there. And that can go on there. You must be wondering, how did you go and get clay? Did you go and fetch it? Oh, I just used a dirt supply. Simple as, I just used the dirt supply I had. There we go. That's full, and there's no canisters waiting. Perfect. I'm so glad it packs them up afterwards, otherwise it'd be clipping like crazy. But we will soon be ready to go off and set up our auto sorting. Yay! Sort of. For the number of resources we're going to need, I'm going to need more than one of these. Which will be interesting to set up. As I said, we're going to have a lot of problems on the inside arm. Because they've all got to point to a single drop-off location. Otherwise I have to start trying to figure out how to transfer it between different pickup locations. Ugh. I'm pretty sure there'll be some filters or something to do, though. No? Nope, none of those. None of those. Those are tools. Storage sensor. A battery sensor. Oh, I'm getting a big fat nothing on that. Decoration stuff. Resource is not refunded and it requires a nanocarbon alloy to do it. Oh, tether dropper. Automatically drops tethers for you. Yeah, okay, so there wasn't any of that. Okay, turn. Thank you. No filters or anything. So you can either filter an item or you take everything. Here we are. Pull in at the station. It would automatically unload stuff onto there. Then goes via our first platform to our second platform, which has the storage on it. And an auto arm. Right, that's in a good spot, so you can go there. I need your platform. And there you go. Pick up from there and drop off there. The rest of them can be arrayed out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Unpack that there. Have that connected up to this, which will eventually be connected up to this. Yes, I'll need to print more platforms and auto arms and containers. Hopefully, yeah, because I can put it far enough away and the auto arms should be able to jigger it so that they'll only put into one of these. Well, they'll be filtered, so they'll only be able to put into these containers what's filtered. But yeah, there's a bit of jank going on here because I squished it in. But in theory, we've got all of this space. I can shift it around, but yeah, this is going to make a decent enough arc around this point. You know, in theory, that should be about connection. Yeah. Should be about there. But then it does not fit. That is pointing that way. Yeah. So the middle of this is actually pointing at this. So we can fit the platforms and the auto arms in. And then one of those platforms will be a connection from here to here via these cables. How long will that take to set up? Not very long. Almost all the resources I need are on here. Won't be needing that yet. Right, thank you. Ah, yes. Aluminium will be an issue. I'm going to take the glass one off. I'm going to stick the blank one on. And we're going to go grab a whole bunch of aluminium. Because we can. Because I set it up. Might as well make use of it. If I can see it far enough ahead. Yeah, that is going to be a problem. You can definitely tell, although I did it, it really doesn't like being walked up. Huh? Turn that bloody thing off. Right, let's make the sight line better. When you come down here, you can at least you've got more reaction time. Choose your direction. Stop fighting me, please. I'm trying to play nice. You keep fighting me. Right. Should be able to see far enough now to make the changes straightforwards. I mean, I can also pull from here because this will also. They do make really weird noises when they're working. Oh, head back. Yeah, the sight lines on this cave network are not great. Better than nothing, I guess. Right, so what I will do is drop that over there. And spin it around. I just thought, why don't I just stick it there? It'll automatically pull off. This is why I mean, when the idea for, at the other end, a smelting section. Is we just have one of these with just the smelter on it, nothing else. You stick a medium resource container of, say, laterite there, set to output. So the smelter will automatically pick it up and start processing it. You then put another medium resource container for taking the aluminium. Now once this is finished, it'll automatically push it into there and it'll just filter in. Fully automated, so I just wander up, go, oh, I need some aluminium, slot the container for aluminium into here, slot the laterite one into there, set it up, and then just walk away and just let it process it. Once it's all done and emptied, I can take the laterite one off, stick it back into the array, drive my train over to the laterite mining, fill up that, come back, and let the auto sorter do its thing. That would be wonderful. If only it would actually. We have now got aluminium everywhere. Not particularly well organized, shall we say. I just print off 2 auto arms because I know I'm going to need auto arms for at least 4 raw resources straight off the bat. You know, then I'm going to need the platforms to put them on. So what we do is just drop these onto the train. Pick those up. Set this. Platform A. Oh, yeah, all this logistics. Ugh, horribleness. Right, well that's just the moving it from the central drop-off location to... That's just moving it, but we haven't actually got the storage section of it yet. Which means I need those. Okay, I need 2 glass, 2 plastic. I'm pretty sure plastic compound. Gonna need that too. On my way past, I'll just tell them to smell those. Excuse me, plastic please. There we go. It'll catch back up. Eventually. Oh, up the glass. There we are. Right. Got it. Quickly print out those. Those will have to go on my back because I've got... I say I've got no more storage. Tons of storage. Why am I getting all the buttons wrong today? I don't know. It's too much thinking. We all know what thinking means. You think so much you funk, that's a problem. Right. Reverse. Not F. Oh, get back on. I need to press D, which is right next to F, so that's why I got out. Should really straighten this section of track out. Eh. eventually when I get around to it. All right. Well, that proves it works. Right, we just have to set them up to the correct resources. So, I'm going to stick that in there. So now that is holding the correct resource, and it will not do anything else. And that one. Perfect. And to make this little system work, I'm going to put them. Well, we'll just have to see. That. Yes. You collect from here and drop off here. Gonna have to skirt it a bit. There we go. I will plug that into there. Now this is for resin, so I'm actually going to take some resin that I've got and filter that, and then turn that on. Like, dear Auto Arm, bring me product. Candy. I'm gonna lock that in place. See how close I can actually get this. Ah! Oh wow, they're allowed to overlap by a fair amount. Okay. There's a power cable. I mean, getting the center one on is going to be a... And then two more. So I may have to skip the center one just so I can actually fit everything in. Not wonderful. Alternative is to push this further out. Means that yeah, that can grab from all of this. I don't know whether if I put something there it won't see it, or whether it will see it because it can interact with this entire unit. Okay. Yeah, definitely wasn't expecting that. That takes a what? Large or? Right, there you go. Recreational sphere that offers excellent enrichment for astroneers and other sentient beings. Yes, I moved it from over there to over here, so the auto arms will not see this as a valid drop-off location because it's close enough. Okay, so yes, it works. So I might be able to squeeze one in around about here and hope it reaches over there. But it may very well have to be just 4. Which will be annoying. I'm sure there'll be some solution to this. Some bright spark will tell me, and I'll implement it when I get that message in about 4 episodes. Oh, wait. 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 episodes time. Because of, recording to... Was it the delay between recording and making them go live? There's a good week between them. Right, well, this train is virtually empty. But we do have it. We can come into here, offload. It comes through to here, into there, from there, into the storage array. I mean, granted, I can pull it closer. I think my problem is going to be these. Okay. As long as they're filtered and everything's already filtered, it won't screw things up. But I don't have any compound to filter with. Yeah, hold that. There we go. As it was just close by. Now, this auto arm will not pick up anything but carbon, compound, and it will stick it into here. Because this can only take compound. This can only take resin. Basically, before slotting them into here, you've got to pre-filter. But I have a filter array. Hold on. We need some light over here. There we go. That's nice. That's a screenshot. I've got my filter array, and I will be needing input, especially for trying to get that middle one working. I reckon I can get those two working just by plugging, doing exactly what I've got here, cramming them really close together, but that middle one might be a little too janky. I'd like to get all of them, but if I have to print one of these out for 4, okay, fine, fair enough. I could put power buildings there, I guess. That's the alternative. But on that note, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is JC.